Hello, everybody, and welcome into Top Tier Racing League. It's Season 2, race number 6, coming at you for Sonoma Raceway. That's right, we are in the Napa Valley, the twists and turns at Sonoma Raceway. First road course of the year for these drivers, as well as this is going to be one of two. The next one going to be Watkins Glen later on in the year, which is going to be a cutoff race to get into the championship for. Right now you see Joshua King on track, Jake Raven right behind him, Michael Weissman right in front of him. Excuse me. And if you notice, also on your screens, there's a little track map. I thought that's going to be very helpful for the twists and turns to see where everybody's at, because I've driven these races and stuff, and the field can get really spread out, and you focus on one truck or whatever, what's going on with them, and the leader or something, and they're about half a track, almost a full track length away, but it's going to give you a nice little thing, especially on road courses. And honestly, if everybody likes it, maybe I'll add it to the ovals as well. But obviously for the road course here today, I thought it was going to be a nice little thing to see for everybody, and hopefully it's not too distracting, which I don't think it will be. But like I said, it's going to be nice so you can see. It's going to be by number, so it's going to, whatever your favorite driver's number is, it's going to be right there on that screen. It's going to be the one that's going to be in the little circle, so you'll be able to see where your driver is at all time, as well as always be going through the drivers as well. Like I said, we're here at Sonoma. It's going to shake things up a bit. I know some drivers are very excited for it. I know others are not. There's drivers out there that are just hoping to make a nice clean race, as well as others are going to be trying to go for the win and contend for it as always, but other drivers are just going to be staying on track. And honestly, that was my approach last year in Top Tier when we did the Charlotte Roval. That's all I try to do, is try to keep it clean and try to keep it solid and on track, and try to get a good finish. I mean, it didn't really work out well for me, to be honest with you, but I mean, hey, it is what it is, and that's what you got to do on these road courses. See Anthony Hutchinson right here in his H&W Electrical Ford. It's awesome to see him out there. Anthony is the league sponsor, as you see up there, as it's Top Tier Racing H&W Electrical Series. Ooh, he goes for a little slide right there. But it's nice to see Anthony out there running today, so I'm very excited to see him competing. As you can tell, the trucks are very loose. I tried to turn some laps, and keyword is try. These trucks are very loose. You got to ease onto that throttle. You cannot smash it. So that is one thing the drivers are going to be looking for today when trying to get around trucks. As you see Jacob Wilson trying to get around the truck in front of him. I believe that is the 62 of Andy Buser. Yes, it is. Andy's just going to let him go. Oh, no, he's going to fight for it. Yes, then you got Brady Floyd coming to picture. Brady's going to look underneath the 51. Both those trucks get loose, and Brady gets a good run off that corner to get around both of them. But that's the thing, is you try to get under the gas too quickly, as you saw both the 62 and the 51 get loose off the corner. So, it's going to be a very interesting race, to say the least, with everybody. It's going to be very, very entertaining. And we got Drafty Beast right there. As soon as I click on him, and around he goes. Hopefully I won't have the curse of the commentator today, but obviously we shall see. Got Latham Joyner right there. Right now at the top of the board is Peyton Howe. I mean, no surprise there. Peyton Howe, top of the board. You got Chris Pierce in second, Rob Higgs in third, Christian Proctor in fourth, Jake Raven in fifth. So it is Dr. Kenny right now, Jim Thorndike right in front of him. These trucks are out there. They're trying to get all what they can, and learn as much as they can. I noticed earlier, right before this, a couple trucks with Jim going off right there. It's a tricky track, man. It's a very tricky track. But I saw some of the drivers get together kind of like a practice session before to learn and help each other out, which is pretty cool to see. And, you know, hopefully some drivers learn some things and, you know, they'll take it with them to the race here today. But that was pretty awesome to see other drivers helping each other out. And that's the kind of community you want to build. And the league you want to build is, you know, guys that are running quicker help the guys that are not as fast. And it's awesome to see that happen today, especially, you know, since it is Sonoma, it is a road course, it is a tricky track. So, you know, that's a very positive thing to see. Some of these quicker guys do. Ooh, see right there, Kenny Kuko getting a little squirrely out of that corner right there. Switching over to Timothy Presley in the 01. Just taking a look at everybody right now. Right now we got 22 trucks in the session and registered up. So right now everybody is guaranteed a spot as of now. So that's good news. As we got about 8 minutes left to go in the session. Let's give you a little bit of a update on the points as of right now. After 5 weeks, it is Peyton Howell leading the way, as well as Aaron Brown, Latham Joyner, Dylan Canova, and Adrian Fernandez, your top 5. Got Jacob Wilson, Brady Floyd, Jake Raven, Chris Pierce, Nick Raffini, Talon Drake, Kenny Kuko, Rob Higgs, Justin Waddell, and Joshua King rounds out your top 15. So those would be the trucks that would be locked into this race if we were to surpass the 28 truck mark. Right now it does not look like it, but it has been a dominant year for Peyton Howell. He has won 4 of the 5 races, Dylan Canova taking the win at Daytona. So that is the only other driver that has won this season so far, and both those drivers are locked into the playoffs. As we are getting closer and closer, we are at the halfway point of the season. So that's why I mentioned the playoffs. Playoffs is top 12 drivers make the playoffs. So you have the round of 12, then it'll go down to the round of 8, then the championship 4. But we are halfway. All we got left is Sonoma, then Vegas after this, Nashville, Phoenix, and Michigan to round out the regular season. So you know drivers are going to be fighting for that 12th and final spots, which is being held right now by Kenny Kuko, who is only 3 points ahead of Rob Higgs and only 8 points ahead of Justin Waddell. So both of them are right there, as Timothy Presley has a little bit of an issue right there. As I just switched to Kelly Akron, unfortunately, going around. Like I said, folks, it is a 12 track, and apparently I have the commentator's curse because everybody I'm switching to is taking a little bit of Higgs. But like I said, Rob Higgs right there, you know, he's running in 13th spot. First driver out of the playoffs right now currently. And also with the playoffs, you have to make 7 of the 10. So obviously right now, everybody racing today, I don't think anybody really has anything to worry about. A couple drivers have missed a race here and there, so nothing too crazy as far as the top 15 go. And the thing is quote unquote miss a race. If you attempted to qualify for a race, but granted you missed out on it, that still counts as you showing up, so it won't count against you for not racing that race. So it won't be one of the 3 strikes essentially. So that's something that was kind of nervous of the drivers when the participants were exceeding the number of slots available for the race. But no need to worry on that. So that's some good news for some drivers that unfortunately have missed some races due to that. Like I said, Joshua King, who's sitting 15th, has worked his way up. He missed a race at Dover by not qualifying in, but that's not going to count against him, which is, you know, very fortunate for him. Got the 22 truck right now of JD Van Kirk. Van Kirk, he had a very strong running at the Roval last year, finishing 3rd up there with Brady Floyd and Bryn George. He had a very strong race with them. He's going to be definitely one to look out for today, as it is his race team that is sponsoring this race here today. As it is the Twisted Sister Motorsports 50 presented by Lucky Dog Racing League. I know it's a mouthful. Again, these sponsored races, these guys like to give me a little bit of a tongue twisters and stuff, but I get through it and stuff. But yes, JD is going to be one to look out for today for sure. Like I said, he had a strong running at the Roval last year as he bangs into the wall right now. Got about 4 minutes left to practice. No changes to the top of the board. It is still Peyton Howe, the top. Chris Pierce, Kenny Kuko, Michael Weissman, and Rob Higgs in 5th. Let's go on board JD and let's watch him run around the track and see what the drivers see. You know, it is obviously very flat track and stuff, and right here through the S's, you know, you feel like you can carry more speed than what you can, but you know, you can't. Obviously, unfortunately, that truck right there looked like it was a 69 of Marty White went off. You gotta really feather that throttle and play with it and stuff, and here you come to a nice right-hander. Very slick, very tricky. You see JD sliding through it. Here we come to the 180-degree hairpin. You'll drop all the way down in a first gear. Hug those curves. Pretty much put your tires on the inside to try to get launch off the corner as you come back around to the front straightaway here to the start-finish line. And this is where it gets really tricky. This is the part that I struggle with driving the most, is this part. It goes uphill, the elevation change. You're pretty much blind going through these corners right here. So you can't even see until you get around it, you know. It is definitely a challenge, to say the least. It dips down, and then you're going to go up. You're looking up into a blind corner, essentially. And I'll be honest, many times I've had cars spun right in front of me. You come up on them, there's nothing you can do about it. But then you come down here into this nice right-hander, and then back around to the other right-hander where we started this lap with him, as he's right behind the 243 of Adrian Fernandez. Fernandez goes wide. JD Van Kirk gets a good run on the inside of him, and it looks like he will complete that pass as he gets back to the S's over here. That part, I think, is the trickiest part of the track, is the elevation changes, the up, down, up, down. It is one of the hardest sections, I believe, while driving it. Got Jim Thorndike right here with Andy Buser. We got about a minute 45 left to go in practices. That's the thing. It's hard to pass here. You get out of the groove a little bit, and around you go. And there goes Andy, unfortunately. Got Aaron Brown out here right now. Overshoots the corner number 1. Keeps it going back on track. We're up to 23 trucks in the lobby with about a minute left to go. So it looks like everybody is going to be racing today. So that is good news. Nobody's going to have to stress. Switch over to Michael Weissman and Kelly Akron right here. Gotta say, that's a nice looking truck right there. Of that 74. Nice looking truck for him. Bouncing up off over these curves. Looks like Dylan Canova has a new paint scheme this week. It looks a little purple. Wonder what he's got. Looks like it's PRS setups. I believe that is Premier Racing setups. Yes, it is. It looks like he has possibly joined Revved Up Racing in some capacity, as now he has Premier Racing setups on the front of his truck as well as everyone, and the checker flag is out on practice. It looks like Peyton Howe will be your quickest, followed by Chris Pierce, Kenny Kuko, Michael Weissman, Dylan Canova, Rob Higgs, Christian Proctor, Jake Raven, Jacob Wilson, and Joshua King will round out your top 10. And like I stated earlier, it looks like we have 23 trucks, so that means everybody is getting in. So no stressing in qualifying. The only stress is to try to get the quickest lap you can to start at the front of this field. and make your race day a little easier instead of having to pass all the trucks, as you get a good, beautiful view of Sonoma Raceway as trucks are going to be heading out on track right now. We got our first truck on track, the number 69 of Marty White. It looks like he is rocking a Patriots team, and it is, yep. As you can see right there who it is, it looks like Marty is showing his political affiliation for tonight, because tonight is election night. So hopefully you went out there and voted and did your civic duty, as I know many people have. But yes, Marty is driving the number 69. Red, white, and blue, obviously supporting Trump. Overshoots that corner right there. That's something you don't want to do. So Adrian Fernandez with the first one to take a green. Let's ride on. Let's watch his first lap of 2. This is where you just want to set a good solid lap. You know, this is where something where, yeah, you kind of want to push it still, but you want a good clean lap, because with iRacing, if you go off track just in the slightest, it will not count your lap time. So you may have the quickest time out there, but if you dipped a tire off in one of these sections of the track, as you can see him being very careful and cautious of that, your lap is gone. So you could have went out there and set the quick time both times, but if you dip a tire off somewhere, your lap unfortunately does not count. So you got to find that balance of pushing it and being aggressive, to also setting in and turning in a solid lap time as well, and keeping it on track, which honestly for me, while doing that, is one of the hardest things, as well as some of these other drivers. I know it is very, very difficult. So like I said, since everybody's locked in, you kind of give that little bit of relax relief and just go out there and try to set a solid lap time. As he will come to the line and he will set his first lap down. Yep, he will set it at a 1:19.53. 1 minute. As I just say that, Michael Weissman to the top of the board at the 1:18.96. Other drivers, Kenny Kuko up to second. Aaron Brown with a 1:17.56. He goes to the top of the board. Jacob Wilson will slot in second. So Adrian Fernandez, who was at the top for a second, has dropped all the way already to 8th place. Chris Pierce with a 1:17.23. Chris Pierce. And just as I say it and switch over to him, Peyton Howe with a 1:15.86. 1.5 seconds quicker than everybody else. What a lap. It looks like he has already shut it down and will not complete the second lap, as everybody else is out there. So going Peyton Howe seems to be very happy with that. Like I said, as he is a 1.5 seconds quicker than everybody else. 1.3, sorry, 1.37 is what it looks like. But yeah, that is a heck of a lap by Peyton Howe. It doesn't matter if it is oval or road course, he does it. And that's the thing with this simulator, is that not only do you have NASCAR, you have sports car, you have Formula, you have dirt, and you can get yourself in all these other different series to help, and they will help with each other. So each one provides a different discipline, and it helps you with it. As Pierce comes to the line, can he improve his time? He will, but slightly. 1:17.14, as it is Peyton Howe at the top of the board. Let's take a look at Andy Buecher on his second lap right now. 3 trucks have yet to qualify. Anthony Hutchinson, Dylan Canova, and Jake Raven. Jake Raven looks like he is on his lap currently. Everybody else has already turned in their time, as Peyton Howe, Chris Pierce, Aaron Brown, Jacob Wilson, Kenny Kuko, Michael Eisman, Christian Proctor, Latham Joyner, JD Van Kirk, and Adrian Fernandez, your top 10 thus far. Let's see if anybody else can turn in a lap. Andy Buescher coming around right now to complete his second lap of 2 as he comes around. He improves a little bit, moves up to 19th as there's a 23 trucks like I stated. Jake Raven on his second lap right now. 2 trucks have yet to qualify. Anthony Hutchinson and Dylan Canova. Everybody else has already turned in all of their laps. And apparently, I'm just reading chat, and it is actually from one of the drivers. He is not having fun. That's Dylan Canova. Yeah, he said, man, this track is for the birds. You know, we appreciate Rena Bloom checking in. Good luck to everybody tonight is what she says. We appreciate you tuning in. This is her favorite driver right now on track, Jake Raven. Let's see what he can do. He's in 13th right now, coming around to complete his second lap. See if he can improve. Get in the top 10. And to the line. He'll improve slightly, but that will be enough to get him into 10th spot. Jake Raven up to 10th. As we still got 2 trucks remaining. That is Anthony Hutchinson and now out there Timothy Presley, I think, is just running some laps just to get some practice in. I don't blame him, but right now we got Anthony Hutchinson and Dylan Canova. Both have yet to make the qualifying run. And honestly, this is something I would do too. I would be out there running around. I never said I liked your paint, Marty. I just said of what it was. I'm not revealing my political affiliations at all. I do like the red and white and blue. I will say that, but I will not say for the candidate you chose whether I like them or not. Like I said, I'm not going to reveal that. But I do like the red, white, and blue and the American flag on it. As Timothy Presley is the only truck on track right now. We got about 20 more seconds of quote-unquote qualifying, but he's out there just practicing and trying to get the feel for the truck. And like I said, I don't blame him, you know. Might as well get that there. Why not, you know, get some extra laps in and stuff. As qualifying has come to an end here. As he will shut that truck down. And we will go to our warm-up, with the warm-up being a driver's meeting, essentially what it is for everybody. As we'll take a nice look at the beautiful Napa Valley. But it is Peyton Howell, top of the board, Chris Pierce in second. As everything resets on my screen, but that will be your starting front row for the race today. That's good to know that JD is a beast at Sonoma in real life. I mean, you know, hopefully that will transition over into the race today. You know, since iRacing is a simulator, it is very similar to real life. So I guarantee you he's going to have some expertise as well as some of these other drivers do not by actually racing on this track. So that is very good to know, Josh. We appreciate you tuning in as well to the Royalty Racing Network. I know, like I was talking about JD earlier, he had a great run in Season 1 at top tier at the Roval. Was up there battling for the win, ended up finishing 3rd. So I expect some pretty good things from him today as well. Got about 4 minutes left to go in the driver's meeting. So let's take a quick look at the schedule. As we could see the schedule right there. You got the regular season. We're at Sonoma today. Next week we'll be at Las Vegas. Then we head to Nashville, Phoenix, and Michigan to round out the regular season. And then it's to be the round of 12 of Charlotte and Talladega. And then we head to the round of 8 of Martinsville and Watkins Glen, the championship at Homestead. But the one that's going to be really interesting is the round of 8 with Martinsville and Watkins Glen. You got a short track road course to eliminate the last 4 drivers to make your championship 4. So it's going to be a very easy one. And it looks like they have advanced the session now. And it looks like everybody's starting to grid up. Yes, it is. Like I said, we got Peyton Howe on pole, Chris Pierce in second, Aaron Brown in third, Jacob Wilson starting fourth, Kenny Kuko in fifth, Michael Weissman sixth, Christian Proctor in seventh, Latham Joyner in ninth, JD Van Kirk in ninth, Jake Raven in 10th, Adrian Fernandez 11th, Rob Higgs Jr. in 12th, Timothy Presley in 13th, Nick Raffini in 14th, Joshua King in 15th, Brady Floyd in 16th, Drafty Beef in 17th, Marty White in 18th, Andy Buser in 19th, Jim Thorndike in 20th, Kelly Akron 21st, Dylan Canova in 22nd, and rounding out the field will be Anthony Hutchinson. Right now, it looks like we have almost everybody gridded up besides Anthony Hutchinson, so hopefully he actually does race with us today. It's always great seeing him out here and being a part of. And it looks like everybody is shoving off. Unfortunately, it looks like Anthony Hutchinson will not be participating into the race today. That is unfortunate, and it's honestly really sad to see it. You know, like I said, he is the title sponsor with H&W Electrical. It was awesome to have him out here for practice, and hopefully everything is okay with him, and hopefully maybe it's just a technical issue. Maybe he'll rejoin the race a couple laps in and be able to still turn some laps with everybody. But wishing him all the best, and hopefully everything is okay with him. Trucks on track right now doing the parade lap. I mean, true, Josh is probably a very different vehicle setup, but he's still been on track. He still knows what it feels like in real life. I mean, that's going to be, you know, that's got to count for something for JD. So, I mean, hey, you never know. But starting in ninth, definitely has a solid starting spot. Hopefully he can work his way up. And honestly, this is a little bit of a shock of Brady starting back in 16th. He was the winner at the Roval. Or I believe he was the winner of the Roval. He was either first or second. Bryn George was up there as well. I can't remember exactly who won the race. Been a long time. But again, starting in the back, I wonder if he's going to be working his way up, which I'm sure. Got Peyton Howe. Pace car lights are up. Pace car is pulling in. And they're going to be coming around this 180-degree hairpin turn to take the green flag. We got 25 laps for you today at Sonoma. No full course cautions. Everything's going to be local. Let's see what happens today. All lining up to get this race going. And green flag is in the air, and away they go. Peyton Howe with the lead. Great start by him. Aaron Brown in second as well. And all these trucks come up to the front, up the hill, into turn 1, into turn 2. Everybody make it. It looks like everybody will get through, no problem. Back up to the front, snaking their way through the course. As you got Peyton Howe in the lead, Aaron Brown second, Chris Pearson third. Everybody single file, everybody playing nice. Just trying to get through the first lap, get those tires warmed up. Looks like no off, so you see everybody in the back, just single file, snaking their way through this track. Everybody giving each other room, showing each other some respect. It's nice to see. Peyton Howe's already gapped the field by nearly a second, 8/10 already. His lead over Aaron Brown. Take it back a little bit farther. Trucks rolling through. Got Drafty Beef right there. Everybody just single file. Adrian Fernandez looked like he was looking to get by Jake Raven for that 10th spot. Up the hill they go. Everybody just playing nice. Ooh, there's Timothy Presley getting a little loose. He goes off track. Looks like he will save it. Get back on. Everybody will play nicely. Brady Floyd will dive underneath him, getting that run. Looks like he's going to try to get around him. Presley has a run. Ooh, little contact right there. They slide. Here comes Joshua King right in between them. Joshua King will get around Timothy Presley. Brady Floyd keeps it going. Rob Higgs now looking underneath Timothy Presley for that 14th position. Can't get it done. Back up to Jake Raymond and Anthony Fernandez right here, battling for the 10th position. Kuko Motorsports and Aja Sports right there. Got Latham Joyner looking underneath the JD Van Kirk for that position in the hairpin. And he will get that spot away from him. Raven gets a little loose right there. Fernandez is going to get the run out of the hairpin. Now turn 11 heading up to the start-finish line. Side by side they go. Fernandez gets the better run and will clear him for that 10th spot. Fernandez into the top 10. He will pick up one spot. Biggest mover of the race right now is Brady Floyd. He's up to 12th after starting 16th. Ooh, there goes around Joshua King right there. He loses it. Nice save. Yes, he loses his momentum, but he keeps it under control, and he will keep on marching. Another biggest mover right now is Dylan Canova. It looks like also JD Van Kirk had a little bit of an issue as he dropped multiple spots, and he's back behind Canova as well. Looks like Kelly Akron, I got an alert that he spun. Oh, he looks like he crashed. He has some damage to his truck, as he's going to have to limp around, unfortunately, for Kelly. This is his first race in a few weeks of making it, and that's definitely not the way he wanted it to go. But get his truck out there, get it repaired, and get back on track and try to get some points out there for him. Back up to the front. See Peyton Howe still leading by 1.8 seconds over Aaron Brown. Chris Pearson second. Jacob Wilson in third. But as you can see on the track map, they have a sizable lead over everybody, as they've already gotten around there and they are barely heading through turn 2 the rest of the field. So those three have pulled away from everybody. Yeah, Jacob Wilson, who's had a pretty solid season. Nothing too crazy. Some top 5s, top 10s. Been running very consistent, but no wins for him, unfortunately. But he is still sitting 6th in points. He was one of our final 4 last year at Homestead in Season 1. Definitely looking to get back there solidly in the playoff picture. So with another good run here that he's having today, looks like it's just more and more solidifying himself in the playoffs for Season 2 of Top Tier. Dylan Canova has picked off a couple more drivers. He's up 9 spots from his 22nd starting spot. He's up to 13th. Great front. There is 23 entered, 22 are racing. Derek, unfortunately, Anthony Hutchinson did not make the green. Like I said, hopefully everything's okay with him. Hopefully it's just a technical issue. Internet went out. Something of the sort. But hopefully it is nothing too serious for him. But it is only 22 trucks here today, and everybody made it into the field. Battle going on between Michael Weissman and Kenny Kuko for the number 7th position. Teammates right there. Actually a trio of teammates. Latham Joyner, Kenny Kuko, and Michael Weissman with Kuko Motorsports right there. Running 6th, 7th, and 8th. And that's one thing I gotta say about Kenny, JD, and Drafty is that the amount of work that these guys put in to put it on this league is truly incredible. From from season 1 to season 2 was a huge influx of drivers, and there's been a lot of, I don't want to say issues, but there's been some stuff going on, as you see, with numerous cautions. You know, they're trying to clean that up as much as they can, and they are working their butts off to make it happen. And they put on a great leagues. They're three great guys, and you know, they're doing the best they can, and I think it's just going to continue to get better and better. They were not expecting the influx of drivers, but like I said, they are definitely working hard and getting everything. As you got the other two right here side by side, or not side by side, but right behind each other, Drafty and JD, the other two gentlemen that run this league. As Nick Raffini gets a little loose, slides, saves it, as both of them will get by him for the 14th position. Move Drafty up into 14th, JD up into 15th. Nick Raffini will unfortunately fall to 16th. But they do an amazing job, and we are halfway through the regular season of this year, and we are still working to improve it and make it better. And we love to see it, and we appreciate it. And I just wanted to shout them out, give them some love and TV time, because they catch some slack from people and stuff. But all in all, they're doing a heck of a job, running a heck of a league, you know. And honestly, I can't say enough great things about any one of those three guys. Check back in on the leader. Payne Howe is your race leader currently. As you can see on track map, he has extended his lead to over 6 seconds. He is just in a league of his own, and it looks like nobody is going to be able to touch him today, as he did have a pass for second between Chris Pierce and Aaron Brown. Pierce up to second, Brown down to third. And that's another one of these drivers right here. Chris Pierce. He has been solid all season. He is currently 9th in points with Adra Esports. He's had a very quiet season. He at Bristol last week was caught up in some stuff early on, repaired, worked, and still came away with a top 5 finish. He has been one of those drivers that has been just quietly good, just lurking there in the top 5, top 10, minding his own business, staying out of trouble, and just turning in solid laps and solid performances these first 5 weeks, as Aaron Brown gets a little loose out of one right there, but able to correct it and keep it pointed in the right direction. As we have 18 laps to go, but I just want to give a little shout out to Chris Pierce here. He has been running very solidly all season. Oh yeah, I definitely think there will be a tire fall off. I mean, that's for sure. You're going to see these trucks get more and more loose, more and more squirrely, you know, especially the guys that are, you know, in the back that have been struggling with grip already are going to definitely struggle with grip later on. And you may see some of these guys pit and take a gamble, pick some new tires on, and who knows, maybe the other guys will struggle enough and they'll be able to pass them. I don't know. That's going to be the risk that they're going to take, because there is no cautions today. You know, it's just local yellows. There's nothing, as Aaron Brown just slides through the corner right there. I think we're already starting to see the tire issue creep up about 7 laps into it. And yes, he has been silently consistent. And if anybody wants me to feature their driver on the screen for a little bit, just go ahead and put it in the chat. And I will talk about their season thus far, and if they race season 1, I'll talk about how they are as a racer, because I did race against them, you know, and I have that little bit of first-hand experience. So Andy Future has gone off. He's been struggling for grip, and whoa, there goes Michael Weissman right there. Like I said, like we were just saying, is that these guys, I think the tires are starting to fall off. You got Adrian Fernandez, who's been quietly working his way up through the field. But yes, it looks like these tires are starting to go. And that's the thing, is that these trucks, cars, NASCAR really aren't meant to turn right. Yeah, to be honest, you know, they're always meant to turn left. That's really how they're set up. Yeah, they try to make them to where they can, but man, it's completely different when you drive these vehicles around these tracks comparative to the sports cars or Formula V's, and it's just night and day difference. But as you can already see, as different trucks are, you know, struggling for grip out here. As there you go, that's the battle I was wanting to look for. You had Rob Higgs, Brady Floyd, and Dylan Canova battling for the 10th position. Canova is up 10 spots since the start of this race. Brady is up 6, so both of them have been the biggest movers. Canova already looking on the inside of Higgs. Can't quite get there. That's one thing, honestly, I do not know, is if they have enough fuel or not to make it. I want to say they do, but I can't remember for 100% certain. I honestly kind of get confused with the different league I'm in and trying to remember the different leagues that I race in, as well as, you know, commentating on this one. Ooh, has he got a truck going around? Looks like Brady Floyd gets in the back of him. That's Andy Buser right there. He went around. Andy is struggling for some grip. He's raced 2 races on the oval, done really well, but it looks like today he is definitely struggling for grip. Another driver that is struggling out there is Joshua King. He's down to 21st. He is 2 laps down. So not a particularly good day for Josh, who had high hopes for this race. But as far as pit stops, like I said, I think some of these guys in the back, I mean, might want to. I mean, they're struggling for grip. You know, they're going off. They're sliding every which way. You even see some of the front guys doing it. So I think maybe if I was racing in it, I would make a pit stop, probably with about 12 to go, 12 to 10 to go, and then try to haul butt through the rest of the race and see if I can pick off anybody that's been sliding around. Because the thing is, even if you are near the front, you might be able to still make a pit stop, not lose a lap, and not lose a heck of a lot of time. As you see on the track map, everybody is kind of all spread out. As Dylan Canova has completed the pass on Rob Higgs. Higgs back down to 12th where he started. Canova picks up another spot. You got Jake Raven right there, right behind them. As we have 14 laps to go, as it has been all Peyton Howe today. Peyton Howe has led the race so far from the jump of the green flag, and the 2 trucks that are closest to him was Chris Pierce and Aaron Brown, but Pierce is over 8.5 seconds, Brown 12 seconds. It is all Peyton Howe, and it looks like he will pick up his 5th victory today. Jake Raven gets a little loose right there, out coming through that corner, trying to get the run on Rob Higgs to go down into the hairpin over here. A little bit of a lockup from Brady Floyd and Rob Higgs. Got Dylan Canova looking to get around him to crack that top 10. You got Brady Floyd, Dylan Canova. Got Andy Buser right in front of him. He'll just move out of the way for both of these trucks and everybody to get around him. Fortunately, it looks like Andy's just out there struggling and just trying to keep it on track, complete the laps. As he was get off the corner and he would get into Rob Higgs right there. Little contact with Rob, which is going to help Jake Raven. That is definitely something Andy did not want to do. I'm sure of it. I'm sure he came over the radio and apologized for that. Battle going on for the 10th position. Yes, he has. He is all alone. Nobody around him besides Drafty, who just went a lap down. But here he is right now going into this right-hander over here. And Chris Pierce is barely making it through turn 3. Heading down. That is a heck of a lead that he has built up already. And then Brown has gotten a pretty big lead over Pierce has got a big lead over Aaron Brown, so Aaron Brown down to 3rd where he started. The top 4 have not made any changes. As you got Jacob Wilson in 4th position. Let's take a rundown through everybody. Christian Proctor in 5th with Latham Joyner right behind him. 5th and 6th position. Christian still running his Halloween paint from last week. Pretty awesome to see that still. Yeah, Kenny Kuko back here in 7th all by himself. Just trying to turn laps, keep the truck on track. Go back down to Adrian Fernandez with Michael Weissman right behind him for 8th and 9th position. Brady Floyd, Dylan Canova, your biggest movers of the day. Brady up 6 spots, Canova up 11 as Canova looking to try to get around Bailey through the S. Brady through the S's right here. Looking underneath him, can't quite get it done. Can he get it done? Nope, can't. Does not have the run to the hairpin. We'll go back to 12th with Rob Higgs with Jake Raven right behind him. And JD Van Kirk right there as well with him. As that is 12th, 13th, and 14th. Jim Thorndike's getting a little loose off the corner. Move back to the 15th spot of Nick Raffini. With the left turns on the back of his truck. That's pretty cool to see. Which is true. That's what we do is left turns. Back to 16th is Timothy Presley. Out there running, have a decent day, just trying to keep it on track. Yeah, Payton out right behind him. 17th is Drafty Beef, definitely not where he expected to be today. He was really looking forward to Sonoma with practice leading up to it. In that Royalty Motorsports Press Gas Hall House number 2, he was really looking forward to this race and thinking it could be a breakout race for him, and unfortunately it does not look like it is going to be that for him today, down in 17th. Got Marty White here in 18th spot. Out there turning laps. Looks like we had one car. That's Andy Buser coming out of pit road, just letting everybody go by. Talked about him a little bit ago. Jim Thorndike in 19th. Definitely not the run that he was hoping for today. And his trademark American flag paint scheme. Down at 20th is Joshua King. Again, another guy that was not expecting him to be down here. He was looking forward to this race as well. Looking forward to running well and keep his season on track and keeping the top 15 in points. Well, unfortunately, not the day he was looking for. Got Andy Buser right in front of him in 21st as he is multiple laps down, as we got 10 laps to go as he goes off track right there. And the other car is Kelly Akron. It looks like he is in pit road getting stuff repaired on his truck. And it looks like he is done for the day and retired. So that's unfortunately for Kelly. Looks like his day is done. Like I said, we got 10 laps to go. It's all Peyton Howe. 14 seconds above on everybody right now, nearly. He's just on rails. And what can you say about this guy? I mean, he has won 4 of the 5 races so far. About ready to win his 5th. Just an utterly dominant performance this season, and a dominant performance today. Looks like he's going to be leading start to finish. Obviously, you never know what could happen with 10 laps to go. But again, it is a dominant performance nonetheless. I mean, 14 seconds on your nearest competitor is absolutely crazy in any league. Check in on Christian Proctor. He is in 13th, or is in 5th, sir, right now battling Latham Joyner and Jacob Wilson. Looks like both those trucks have actually caught Jacob Wilson. But yes, this race is fun. I mean, it kind of happens when there's no cautions. I mean, I hate to say it, but it is the truth. You know, when there is absolutely no cautions, the races are going to fly by, you know? Like I said last week at Bristol, you know, if we could get a good green flag run in, the laps are going to tick down, and that's what happened at the end of the race. We had, I think, like 40 to go, and it went by very, very quick as he got Latham Joyner looking underneath Christian Proctor for that 5th position, and he will take it away from him, and he will set his sights on Jacob Wilson right now running in 4th. Nicely done pass by Latham Joyner. Yes, I talked about that earlier in the broadcast. I believe it was in practice. I was stating that I saw some of the top guys were doing that. Like I said, I believe it was Peyton Howe was doing it. Ooh, there goes around. It looks like Andy Buster again. He has been struggling all day. But yes, he was offering tips to everybody, and that was awesome to see. And like I said, that's the kind of community and league you want to be a part of and build around. So that's why I was saying that is a awesome sight to see. Yeah, Kelly could go back there. And you can't erase Bristol from your mind because it is part of it. I have not. Like, I have not erased Martinsville from Top Tier Season 1. And I know plenty of drivers want to erase that one from their mind too. But, I mean, it's the same thing like it was with Iowa and Atlanta earlier this year. It's just nothing but caution-filled races. And, you know, it's unfortunate with how it is. But, you know, everybody's got to learn. Everybody's learning and getting better with each other. And hopefully when we go to Las Vegas next week, we're going to kind of have this where it's going to be green flag runs. Obviously, this is a road course. Anything happens, it's just local yellows. But still, it looks like everybody is giving each other the proper space and respect, and not a lot of incidents side by side. It's just a lot of self spins, people going off, and you know, it's a very difficult track. I think Sonoma's one of the harder road courses for NASCAR to drive on. You know, it's very tricky. The elevation changes. These vehicles are not meant for it. They're not meant to be bouncing off the curves like this, you know, and it's just it's definitely something right there. But you can never erase Bristol from your mind. It has to be at the forefront. So it's going to make you better, Derek. That is how you learn, sir. But again, if anybody wants any shout-outs for any of the drivers out here, just let me know. I know we got multiple people out here supporting other drivers. I know Rena is always supporting this driver right here, Jake Raven. As he's battling Brady Floyd for that 11th position right now. Sporting some new colors this week as well, which I really like to see. Michael Weissman went off right there. He's going to be dropping some spots. He's battling Adrian Fernandez earlier. This will be our 7 laps to go. And as you can see, it's about ready to be 6 because these guys are running in 11th and 12th, and Payne Howe is already crossing the start-finish line. That is how dominant he has been. You know, and the thing is, the guys right here that are on screen, Dylan, Michael, Brady, and Jake, are no slouches. As looks like Michael Weissman's unfortunately having some issues right now. As everybody will get around him, Brady popping that curve big time. But these guys are some of the best. You know, you got Brady, your champion last year. You got Jacob Raven in the Final Four last year. Michael Weissman has some wins. Dylan Canova's been running in the top 3 all season. Looks like he got a little loose through that corner right there as they come right on his back bumper. So none of these guys are, I don't want to say bad drivers. You know, nobody in this league is bad drivers, but the way that these guys run, they're always up in the front. And you got Peyton Howe pretty darn close to him and possibly could lap him before this race is out. That is just the dominant performance Peyton Howe has done. As somebody mentioned Raffini right here. We'll put him on the screen for you as again Peyton Howe is right behind him. Raffini's had a solid season thus far, sitting 10th in points. Pretty much collecting top 10s each week. Struggled at Bristol a little bit, as well as Iowa, but had strong runs at Atlanta, Dover, and Daytona. Sitting 10th in points right now. He is 10 points to the good, running in 14th. Another solid day, another good points day for him. Maybe he can get around Rob Higgs and pick up some more spots to get some more points for him to solidify himself in the champion, the round of 12. But he has definitely been in the hunt and been a consistent driver all season in top tier. Racing that FedEx truck right there. Looks like he's got some damage, a little bit of struggle today, and like I said, I don't blame him. This is a tough track for these trucks. They're very loose, and this track you got to ease onto that throttle. As you saw Peyton Howe go by both of them as well, put them a lap down as he's battling Rob Higgs here for the 13th position. Trying to get around him as they are coming to 4 laps to go. Yeah, he was posted in the Discord arena that he was practicing like crazy to get ready for this race, as he does get around Brady as we missed it. But he is around Brady up to 9th position. But yes, he was posting last night that he was struggling, and I think even right before this race he was out there practicing, trying to get comfortable. It's a very, very tricky track, and to, you know, you just want to try run good lap, and then when you're on the one, you got to start building them up, and that's the hard part, you know, especially when you start feeling comfortable. You don't want to start over driving, and Jake's a very smart driver. He has a very logical approach to it, and he's a very clean, respectful driver, like I said. Ooh, there goes Dylan Canova. Just destroyed the front end of his truck right there, as, ooh, he gets into Rob Timothy Presley right there, as there goes Peyton Howe around both of them. That is going to end Canova's day. He's going to drop, unfortunately, and limp around for the last 3 laps. But like I said, back to Jake. I mean, you know, he's very respectful on track. I enjoyed racing with him. You know, he's a great guy. And, you know, he, in a way, taught me a lot, because every time I followed him on track, I'd always pick up and learn from him. So I always appreciate that, even though he never, I don't think he knew that I was watching him, but I'd always watch his in-car practices and stuff to try to pick up something for the race day. But now Jake is definitely a very respectable racer. Loved racing around him. Never had any issues with him, so there's always something to race with, and I always enjoyed it, and I enjoy seeing him running up here in the top 10, as well as running, you know, as he is 8th in points. So definitely another good season for him, and obviously it's been tougher, stiffer competition, but he's bouncing back for sure. Back to Dylan. He's going to be limping around the track, smoke billowing from his truck. I wonder if he's just going to stay on track and just try to finish it out, or if he's going to come to the pits, get his fast repair, and then get back out there. I don't know exactly what's he going to do. Let's see as he comes around, but that was a hard lick that he had. He's going to be pulling in the pits and going to use this fast repair. And for anybody that doesn't know what fast repair means, it's basically bringing a brand new truck off the hauler. Everything gets repaired, everything gets fixed, all within a split second. You don't have to wait around for your crew to actually repair any of it. And top tier, you have 1 per race. But once you use it and you get any more damage, you're going to have to sit there and wait until the damage is repaired. And sometimes it can be a while. Let's go back up to the leader, Peyton Howe. He's running out there. He has lap 10, or is he's lap up to 10th spot. JD Van Kirk running in 10th right behind him is 1 lap down. It looks like Jake Raven's going to be the next one. Will he be able to stay on the lead lap? It looks like he definitely will be able to. You got Joshua King in front of him going off track. Another, like I stated earlier, it has been a rough day for King. Definitely not the run that he was wanting, but he's out there completing the laps that he can. And that's the thing with Royalty Motorsports, and that's what Josh says. You know, he's the owner. If the truck can run, you run. And that's what he's definitely doing out there right now. As his white flag is in the air for Peyton Howe. Peyton Howe, absolutely dominating performance today. Up over Chris Pierce by 16 seconds. lapped up to 10th place. It's just been all Peyton Howe here today. No competition for him, just out there turning laps like as it's in practice, and it's just been utterly dominant. And there's nothing else I can say to that. He's working his way around the track. Working his way through the S's, Jake right in front of him. He will be the last car to finish on the lead lap. Just look how smooth he is, just hitting the curbs as much as he needs to, and just unbelievable. Just unbelievable run. As he's going to be heading into the hairpin right here, as he is going to be coming down to the start-finish line to take his 5th win of the season in dominating fashion here at Sonoma. Peyton Howe is your race winner here in Napa Valley. We'll go back to the second place trucks right here between Chris Pierce and Aaron Brown. Brady Floyd spinning off right there. As Chris Pierce, Aaron Brown right there, as it would be Pierce taking 2nd, Aaron Brown in 3rd. Next truck finishing is going to be Latham Joyner in 4th. Other trucks have taken the checker flag already. But here comes Latham Joyner in 4th spot, up 4 positions from starting in 8th. Kelly Akron right in front of him is going to take the checker flag along with Jim Thorndike to finish up their races. And in 4th will be Latham Joyner. Jacob Wilson is coming across the line in 5th. Kenny Kuko in 6th. Comes Christian Proctor, Adrian Fernandez. Gonna be your last 2 right here as they come to the line. It will be Proctor in 7th, Fernandez in 8th. And your last truck on the lead lap, it will be Jake Raven. And to the line, it will be Jake Raven as he's going to hatch Peyton Howe, burn it down. Peyton Howe just burning it down here on the front stretch at Sonoma Raceway. We're going to be getting some of these drivers in for some of these interviews. Let's rewind it some so we can get the interviews going. I know I need to find a better way to do this, folks, but for the time being, this is what we got. Hey, and this is George up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yeah.
You tired at all, man? That was just utter domination.
No. Honestly, I wish that race was a little bit longer than what it was. And maybe we had like a halfway yellow or something. 25 laps goes by quick here.
Yeah, it does, but I honestly think you're probably one of the very few that are thinking that right now. I know other people are definitely not thinking that as they struggle today, but obviously your truck was on rails, man. What's your secret, man? What was it? You won by over 16 seconds, nearly 17.
Road racing is one of my best things on here. Feel like if I was in the Coke series, I could run top 10 on a road course in Coke. So yeah, I love this track. I love this combo. I love road racing in general. So that's really the secret is I road race in the stock car a lot more than most people do. So
I definitely showed today. Like I said, he qualified on pole by 1.3 seconds and just absolutely dominated the field today. How was it working through the traffic of everybody else?
uh it was fun. I got to one of them and they spun in front of me. I don't know if you caught it on the broadcast. And I had to lock the brakes and I actually got rear end damage with like 7 to go or something like that. And the right rear toe was knocked out a little bit, so I was kind of struggling there to final 6, 7 laps.
Yeah, I could see the damage. No, I didn't catch it on the broadcast. I was busy jumping around all over the place, but no, I did not catch it. But I do see the damage to your truck. But I mean, obviously, it didn't really affect you too bad. Still won by a large margin. But fifth win of the season, man. You're on a streak and on rails for the rest of this year. Obviously, looking forward to the playoffs. We're past halfway now. We got 4 more races to go. Um, I'm guessing your chances. How are you feeling for your chances to get to the homestead for the championship 4?
Well, I'm making it easier and easier every week getting these stage points and winning these races, getting 5 playoff points. That'll give me a buffer going into the 2 rounds that we have before the championship. I feel confident. Uh, got some good tracks coming up here to get some more stage points and couple more race wins and playoff points, and the playoff schedule looks really good for me. Like 3 of my best tracks and in Talladega
Yeah, the
and
wild card.
Homestead. Yeah, and then Homestead's Homestead. So I enjoy that. So yeah, I think I'm feeling good. Feeling good about at least making it to the championship race. So.
Fair enough. Anybody you'd like to thank, sir?
Yeah. Martin Sports, Premier Racing Setups, Adrenaline Captures, Adrenaline Creations, Nerditudes, Race Stop Suicide, Hello Fresh, Florida State Builders, Revved Up Racing, Jacob, we both own the team in this series and he does all his IRL stuff. Bladen for the paint scheme, you for putting on the broadcast, H&W Electrical for sponsoring the series, Kenny, Drafty, JD, all of them for running, Derek, I know he wasn't here tonight, but him for race control, and yeah, everybody for watching at home too.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week at Las Vegas.
Yep, thank you.
That was Peyton Howe, race winner here today. And we'll talk to our second place finisher, Chris Pierce. Pierce, you got me.
I think I got cut off at the end there, but yes, sir.
All right. Second place, man. Pretty good run. Definitely a good run for you, especially how Bristol was last week. Battled with Aaron for a little bit. How did that go?
Yeah, it was. I mean, second place is usually pretty good, but when Peyton's running out in front, second place feels like first place sometimes. So, yeah, it was really good. We lost it on the first lap. I think he dived up the inside on turn 3. And then from then on, we were just battling. And with that lap car, he caught back up to me. And I thought he was going to get me at the end, but it was a good race. It was close. We were pretty similar in pace as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Peyton was in his own zip code. I mean, he was just on rails. There was really nothing I don't think anybody really could do. So, but I mean, obviously, like you said, second place feels like a victory. But yes, definitely a great run for you. Like I said, after Bristol and stuff, how do you feel your chances? We got 4 races to go. How do you feel about your chances of making it into the postseason?
Well, I haven't looked at the schedule, so I'm not sure what's coming up. But after this race, I should be probably top 6, 7 around there. So if I can get some good results, maybe top 5 in the championship would be great. So I'm just trying to maximize my top 10s here and just see how high up I can finish. Excuse me.
Fair enough. Yeah, we got Vegas, Nashville. God, what is it? Michigan's the last one, and God, I can't remember the other one that's in there, but it's all ovals, nothing too crazy. Let's see what it is. It is Vegas, Nashville, Phoenix, and Michigan.
Okay, some mile and a halves.
Yep.
And that kind of track. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I think it's going to tighten up the field for sure. I mean, tonight, obviously, it was pretty spread out, but I'm excited to see what that's like because I don't think we might have had 1 or 2 at the start of the season, but that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be nice going to some mile and a half. We've only had one. Atlanta and then Dover was a mile track, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it'll be kind of like how Dover was. Caution, very little bit of cautions, but we'll see what happens. But anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to thank Adra, of course. Great team. Helps get the guys together, give some tips here and there. Aaron was racing me clean. I don't know if that was team orders, if he was just being nice, but that was great. Thank you guys for broadcasting. Thanks to the league. There wasn't a race control tonight, but that definitely helped. So thanks to everybody who keeps it running.
All righty, sir. Good luck at Vegas next week, and we'll see you then.
Thank you.
That was Chris Pierce, your second place finisher. On to our third place finisher. That is going to be Aaron Brown. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All righty, man. Third place today. Not a bad run. Peyton was in his own zip code. So does it kind of feel like a second place finish? Because that's what Chris was saying. It was like a win for him.
I mean, yeah, Peyton. He's really good. I didn't really know how to keep grip in the thing. I was a little impatient, but I mean, I got lucky. I even ran the race. I mean, I've been struggling with computer problems all day long, so I got really lucky that I was able to run iRacing on my PC. I don't know what's going on, but it was like the solid third place run, solid run for our team. So solid, good point save for team points and also for myself as well.
That's good, man. Glad you actually were able to make it out here today. That would have been unfortunate if you missed, but you're pretty solid in the point system up in the front because as we are past the halfway point. We got 4 more races to go to the championship. What is your outlook on that of making the playoffs and what you're thinking?
Yeah, I'm hoping I could find a way in by a win. I don't have to worry about it. College series, I might miss a race. I might miss Nashville. That's the only one that should conflict. But I think we should make that race. But I think I got a solid points buffer at this point that I'd probably be all right with playoffs as long as nothing drastically changes and I just rack out of every single race. But a solid race and. But I'm looking forward to the playoffs. Just want to try and make that championship 4 and just mainly focus on that team championship, trying to get the H Black for the team championship there.
Yeah, because right now you guys are what? Speak words. You guys are sitting second in that right now, right behind Revved Up Racing by about 40 points after last week. I'm not exactly sure how it is looking this week. I believe you guys may have gained a little bit on them, but yes, it is very close between. And then you got Kuko Motorsports not too far behind you, so it's definitely a fight for the top between the top 3.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a very tight race. I mean, it's gonna be hard to beat Revved Up. You got Peyton and Jacob; they're both very good, and you also got some Andon, I believe, and some other guys in there. Daniel, some other guys that are really fast that could also show up whenever they feel like it. But Peyton, it's gonna be tough to beat that team. I mean. Kuko, they also have some solid drivers as well. They have really good drivers there, so it's gonna be tough to beat them as well.
Just to also let you know, Andon and Daniel are no longer part of the league, so it's just gonna be Jacob and Peyton for Revved Up for the rest of the season.
Yeah, still gonna be tough to beat him though. I mean, definitely Jacob's got speed and a really good couple of good tracks. I know he's really good at Martinsville. We got Martinsville in the round of 8, so. That's gonna be a tough race to beat him there. I mean, any track, anything can happen. You don't never know. But both those guys have really good speed, and they've been very good this season so far. So it's gonna be up for the challenge.
Yeah, definitely. Jacob finishing 5th today as well. So obviously Peyton winning it, but definitely a good run for you. Anybody you like to thank, sir?
Yeah, I gotta thank the sponsors for Asia Esports. I think it's .net. Our website, 4cloak.net as well. Gotta thank all the sponsors for the league as well. H&W Electrical, that's a big one. Got Royalty, Check 6, Kuko, BSRL, Marty's Paint Shop. They got all those sponsors. Gotta thank you for the broadcast. Gotta thank viewers for tuning in. I gotta thank the admins for putting on the show. What we putting on the league, so we all come out here and do what we love.
Definitely, sir. Thank you, and good luck next week at Las Vegas.
Thank you.
That was Aaron Brown. We're gonna pull in Drafty Beef right here. Drafty, you got a copy?
Hey, I'm here, bud.
All right, man. Definitely not the day you were looking for, man. What happened?
No, I just, I thought I might have had a little edge coming in tonight, but seriously misjudged the competition tonight. Man, I just made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. It's no one's fault but my own.
That's fair, because I remember you were saying leading up and even prior, a couple weeks prior, you were really looking forward to this race, looking to get her gate run, and obviously came away with a 15th place finish. Not too bad, but definitely not exactly what you were expecting. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on what happened, man.
Yeah, no, I made a couple big mistakes. There was a really big moment where I got tunnel vision. I think I was trying to catch up to the 01, and I saw he made a mistake coming up to turn 12. That final hairpin there, and I tunnel focus, missed my braking zone, locked up the tires, almost took them out. I'm glad I didn't. But ever since that moment, my trucks just didn't handle the same.
Flat spot of the tires, probably.
Probably not that I was even being super competitive at that point, but I definitely had to drive a lot more conservative after that. But all in all, I was super happy. I thought for sure that the first lap I was waiting for the carnage, and it didn't happen. So I was super happy about that.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, I was kind of predicting it through, and with the broadcast, I was kind of just as everybody was going, I was clicking back, and everybody made it through single file and snaked their way through. I was pretty impressed by everybody on that one. So that was definitely really good to see. And a couple off incidents here and there. People just losing it. I mean, it's gonna happen.
Yep.
But
turn 2 was a nightmare for me.
As it was for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Turn 2 was a nightmare for a lot of people, that uphill section. Like I was saying on the pre-race show when it was practice, that it's the part that I struggle with most and a lot of people struggle. But I just wanted to get you in here, get your thoughts on the race, and hopefully next week at Vegas will be better for you.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting me and my teammates up in a good scoring position, try and get some team points here, try and start catching up back that way next week.
Yeah, hopefully, because it seemed like everybody at Royalty was struggling today.
Yeah, none of us were too thrilled.
Yeah, I could tell. We could tell. But thank you for joining us, and anybody you'd like to thank, sir?
Of course, I'd like to thank Suncoast Roofing, SM Racing Products, the King's Pit Pass podcast. Also would like to thank Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. They make great high-quality apparel. Check them out. And, of course, thank Royalty Racing, Royalty Motorsports, my team. And, everyone, my cohorts in crime, JD and Kenny, for helping run this league and making all this possible.
Definitely. You guys put on a great league, and looking forward to seeing this league grow. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week at Las Vegas.
Yep, see you next week.
That was Drafty Beef right there. Let's bring in our next competitor, Dylan Canova. He is the biggest mover of the race, as we will be bringing him into. Dylan, you got a copy, sir?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, man. You're the biggest mover of the race. You picked up 8 spots from starting 22nd. It looked like you could have had a little bit more, and we saw you on the broadcast get into the tire barriers down at the hairpin.
Yeah, I think we left some on the table. Probably made a mistake not qualifying. Kind of burned tires up moving to the field, but I think at one point we were all the way up to 9th.
Yes, you were.
I'm just not really gonna say much on it. Not one to really publicly say bad stuff about anything. Hard racing. Bummer. I think we left I think we could easily finish in that 9th spot. but it is what it is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, things do happen. I know on the broadcast you commented earlier you weren't too thrilled about racing here at the track and stuff. I mean, did it change at all as the race progressed, or is your feeling still the same?
I was definitely not looking forward to it coming into the race, and then we went out there to practice, and I think we were like fifth quick in practice, and I was like, I want to stay out of any kind of calamity that might happen on the initial start, so I was like, I'll just start scratch, and it turns out that might have been what ultimately, killed what could have been a much better finish. Still not my favorite thing to do. Not as bad in the trucks. I haven't ever run here in the trucks before, so I don't mind GT cars. But I know like the Cup car, I am not a fan of on road course. At least the 6th gen. That's the last one I ran on a road course. So a little bit better. Got a little bit more comfortable as the race went on. Just kind of bummed at the result.
Yeah, I feel you there. And kind of going back to the point of the calamity at the beginning of the race, honestly, I was kind of expecting it as well as another person I interviewed. They said the thing Drafty was saying the same thing. He was kind of waiting for it to happen, but everybody made it through. So I mean, your plan, if something did happen, would have worked out perfectly, but fortunately everybody went through. So I mean, that's good to see, though. Everybody was giving each other room.
Yeah, it's nice to see that we were able to run around without any major incidents. Couple of dust ups here and there. The yeah, it sucked for the strategy of starting at the back, but overall good for the league because it means it was a lot cleaner racing than it could have been. Just unfortunate, you can only one set of people could be right, and it's either the guess that there's going to be calamity or the guess it's going to be clean, and we're just on the wrong side of it for the start.
Yeah, and it happens, unfortunately. But like I said, you're the biggest mover of the day, picking up 8 spots to finish in that 14th position. And it looks like you got a new paint scheme, new sponsors from your racing setups, correct?
Yeah, I was a driver for them a while back and just recently joined back up with them. So shout out to Premier Racing Setups, 1-800 Flood Doctor, Rocket Racing Graphics, everybody over there. Peyton for kind of bringing me on board over there and definitely helped. I think he was helping kind of everybody before the race, showing what he was doing. Obviously, I don't think anybody quite got to the lap times he was putting down, but improvement and seeing the league work together, try and get better across the board.
Yeah, that was very good to see. And yeah, nobody was catching Peyton today. He was in his own zip code. But
yeah, look forward to getting back on an oval where I think I can put up a little bit more of a challenge and not have to worry about turning right, hopefully, anyways.
You won't have to worry about that till the round of 8, right before the cutoff for Homestead when we go to Watkins Glen. But we got ovals between then and now.
Yeah, I actually don't mind Watkins Glen as much as Sonoma. Watkins Glen is, to me, feels like as close to an oval as you can get with right-hand turns, especially the cup layouts. So
I feel you on
the
there.
only road course I've ever won at is Watkins Glen. So I'm not too upset about Watkins Glen. I'm glad Watkins Glen is in the playoffs and not Sonoma.
Maybe they'll change it next year because I may suggest that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, please no. Please no. We can
But
go to a different road course.
That's fair, man. But no, thank you for joining us. Great run. We'll see you next week at Las Vegas.
Yep. Thank you for broadcasting, and see you next week at Vegas. Hopefully a little bit better result.
All right. Sounds good, sir. Thank you. That was Dylan Canova, your 14th place finisher, biggest mover, hard charger today. He could have had a little bit more, but got into an incident which caused him some damage, but still was able to bring it home in 14th. But nobody was able to catch that man today. Peyton Howe, he was in his own zip code. Let's start to finish, dominated 25 laps. Was up over the field by over 16, nearly 17 seconds, and he picks up his 5th win of the season. As that is going to wrap us up here at Sonoma. We're going to be staying on the West Coast for next week as we're going to head to Las Vegas. Nice 1.5 mile oval, and I think everybody after today is going to be very excited to get back onto the ovals, and it should be a great race. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the Royalty Racing Network, and we will see you next week.